Okie dokie nerds, welcome back to another pre-modern video today. Today we're going to play some Storm. This is the Iggy Pop Storm. And the aim of our deck here is to come up with a nice little loop of ill-gotten gains. So each player's going to discard their hand and then pick up 3 cards. The 3 cards we're going to pick up are going to be hopefully another copy of Ill-Gotten Gains, some Dark Rituals, some Lotus Petals, some Lion's Eye Diamonds to recast, Ill-Gotten Gains, Net Mana, lethal them with Brain Freeze. Intuition can set this up, right? Just go get triple ill-gotten gains, and then there's 2 to get. So we can Brain Freeze them for a large amount of lethal. If I'm picking up, 2 LEDs and ill-gotten gains every time, then eventually I'll get there. We've got 3 chance to force our way through, a recoup to flashback and ill-gotten gains, and then we've got a bit of filtering of Opta Mental Note. And then there's also just the 4 Brain Freezes in the main. Just no screwing about with Cunning Wishes and blah, blah, blah. No, just 4 Brain Freeze. And to make our 4 Brain Freeze really good, we have got 3 Deep Analysis, 1 Flash of Insight, 1 Ray of Revelation for a bit of interaction, and the Recoup as well to kick off the Ill-Gotten Gains chain. So we can really just opt in their end step, Brain Freeze ourselves, mill for 9, find some cards, Brain Freeze ourselves a bit more, set it all up. You die to recoup, you die to ill-gotten gains, intuition, yada yada yada. So all the mana, all the cantrips, 4 Brain Freezes, and then the kill with ill-gotten gains, intuition, LEDs, blah blah blah. Post board, we've got more chance and another abeyance for the control matchups, crippling fatigue to kill some creatures with, Chain of Vapor to bounce the annoying permanents, let's say an Arcane Lab, 2 Duresses and a Xantid Swarm to interact more with our opponent's cards in hand, Crumble, which is going to get rid of things like Sphere of Resistance, a Red Blast, again, we just need to push through these control and blue matchups. Compost is whenever a black card is put into an opponent's graveyard from anywhere, you may draw a card. So against the mono black discard decks, 3 of these will come in, and every time they duress or therapy us, we're going to get 1 back on the house, which is really nice. And then triple Tormod's Crypt. We're not playing the Cunning Wish for hunting pack, make a bunch of 4/4s kill. So we need to bring in the Crypt against any deck that has Gaia's Blessing in it, right? One thing that I've just noticed, which is very funny, is Compost with Brain Freeze is going to be hilarious. I hope we get to pull that one off. We've also got Cephalid Coliseum, which can deck an opponent over the top of a Brain Freeze and over the top of a bunch of blessings, right? So if the blessings low down, or we can freeze them over. So freeze you, blessing triggers, freeze you, blessing triggers, Cephalid Coliseum, and now you're dead. This is whenever we've got threshold, we can pay a blue, target player draws 3, then discards 3, and it targets. Same with Deep Analysis, we can deck them and kill them now, but not over the top of a blessing trigger. So we don't need the hunting pack, and we don't need to pass the turn and let them play a powder keg. We can just kill them now. Crypt will facilitate that. So a fun deck, and we'll see how we get on. I'll see you down there for round 1. Okie dokie then, so welcome to round 1. We're up against HG Cavagnoli, and we've got a nice intuition on 2 or 3, which hopefully does something. We're going to keep the hand because it's very powerful. Lots of zeros here. See what our opponent's up to. Plains Phyrexian Furnace. Phyrexian Furnace is probably piss annoying, actually. I'm not going to play the turn 1 Intuition. I am going to play the turn 1 Gemstone Mine, because I assume Colosseum tells them what we're up to. Do I want to play any of my zeros out? I don't think so. I don't think I want to run headfirst into too many disenchants at this stage in the day. But if they're on white-black control, like if they Gerard's Verdict me, what am I doing with myself, Probably just discarding Petal Ritual, I don't know. Basic Plains, okay, that's nice. So now I've got a Polluted Delta, which is really techy. Do I want to... So if we think for a second, The problem with ill-gotten gains, intuition ill-gotten gains, is the Phyrexian Furnace is really annoying. But I can fetch Petal and just get like triple deep analysis. So we get triple ill-gotten gains, right? My only way into cards is intuition, and their Furnace is going to wreck me. I think I do play out a Petal. I'm not sure if I cast intuition or not. But I can crack my land, crack my Petal. They cycle a renewed faith, which is absolutely fine. That doesn't really do much to us. Is this mono white control? So I'm going to run into a billion disenchants. No. Green white. Okay, very interesting. I think I'm just going to slow roll this intuition. If I can draw another fetch land, that would be phenomenal. I can't. I can draw a deep analysis, which is a bit of a shame because I was going to go and get triple deep analysis, I think. But the more things I can kill and put underneath this furnace, the better. Okay, so it's just like a green-white cycling control deck, I guess. So they're going to get a land, which is a basic plains. And I just need enough cards in my graveyard to get past this furnace. They play a morph, which is, I assume, largely irrelevant. I'm going to fetch. I could just get a bunch of brain freezes as well. What happens if I just get triple brain freeze here? Intuition, triple brain freeze. Yeah. No one cares. Well, I've got no access to my brain freezes, right? That's the problem. Well, I've got one brain freeze, and I can go Petal, Ritual, LED, land. That is a freeze for 9, 12. So maybe I do that. That seems really good. So let's just go blue, blue, blue. Triple brain freeze, and then I can just overload the furnace. One, two, three. And then we can storm off for 12. All of the threshold as well. I find an opt on the way through. Okay. So let's select our option. Finds an orange chant. I don't think I care about. City of Brass Cephalid Colosseum. I think I want the Colosseum in play. And now we can just go Petal. LED. Ritual Brain Freeze. I don't think they're going to be... Or Brain Freeze Ritual later. I kind of want a Ritual Brain Freeze, right? Ritual. Brain Freeze myself for 15 cards. I'll go through a Petal because this Colosseum might be useful later. So we can target ourselves 15 times. We'd like to hit a recoup, but if we don't, we've got these deep analysis that can do stuff as well. There's some ill-gotten gains. Cabal Ritual, Dark Ritual. So no thing that we were interested in. Let's just tap the Colosseum. And then the big question is, am I... Well, not tap the Colosseum, but go for deep analysis. I really need to crack this diamond for black right now, because I've got black here. If I find an ill-gotten gains, I need to crack this diamond for red, or this petal for blue. This petal for red. I need to keep one of these two around. I think I go diamond for blue mana. And then deep analysis self, leaving that behind in the old mana pool. Oh, the recoup isn't very good here. I just need to find the actual ill-gotten gains. Okay, this might have all been nonsense. Mental note: the furnace beats the recoup. Dark ritual. It's just deep analysis self again. Intuition opt dark ritual. Okay, maybe that was all nonsense. But I've got a very stocked graveyard. I can intuition again next turn. This furnace is a bit annoying. I've got access to 2 LEDs. If they just flip over a morph, I don't think it's going to be too much of a drama for us. They kind of don't want to flip over a morph if they're not making a land drop. Seal of Cleansing's fine. I can opt. City of Brass can go away. Ray of Revelation. The recoup is really challenging into this furnace. Lion's Eye Diamond. I've been through 2 of my ill-gotten gains. And the furnace beats the recoup. So maybe I just need to draw it, so I can just go like Colosseum myself. I don't find it. Let's get rid of City of Brass Gemstone Mine. Oh, and another one. And Ray of Revelation. I take 6 next turn. I take 4 next turn. I can play Intuition End Step. I've got no removal main deck. My graveyard has got Disenchant in there. I don't really want to throw away this mana. So I'm just going to play Gemstone Mine and pass the turn. They eat a Brain Freeze, but I assume I've got one higher up in my graveyard, yeah, and I've got one in my deck as well, so not really a drama. We'd really like them to come off of this furnace at some point. Like just tap 4 lands, make a morph, and then say you're dead in 2. That would be the dream. They play an Auramancer, which picks up a Seal of Cleansing, which isn't really that impressive. They play a tap land and keep the furnace awake. They eat my Brain Freeze. I think I have to Intuition for Ill-Gotten Gains, recoup. So what I think I have to do. But then I have to play 2. Or I get Flash of Insight, and Flash of Insight's going to be cracked. Okay. Flash of Insight, Deep Analysis, Cabal Ritual. I can Ritual, LED, Flashback, Flash. They give me the Flash. Okay, it's fine. Two LEDs is really strong as well. Let's go Dark Ritual. LED, LED. My graveyards are really small. And then we'll LED for blue. A bunch of it. Any order here. A bunch more blue. And then we'll Flash of Insight, blue mana, Mental Note, Intuition, Opt, Mental Note, Opt, Intuition, Opt. Maybe not all the intuitions. I've got one Brain Freeze lingering in deck as well. So we look at 9, there's 13 cards in deck and 2 ill-gotten gains to hit. I hit 0 of them. Is that real life? Well, that's fucking annoying. I do hit the Brain Freeze though, right? So I can Brain Freeze for them, but I don't really want to do that. How many cards have I played? 4. They've got 45 cards, so our Storm's got to be 15 by the time we get there. I get one of these. Do I want it to be like Dark Ritual, Brain Freeze, Petal? Maybe Dark Ritual's good. Maybe Brain Freeze is good. Let's rescue the freeze then. Any order on those, and I can just deep analysis myself into an ill-gotten gains. There's 4 cards left that we haven't seen. 2 of them are ill-gotten gains. One of them is right there. So we'll cast a Dark Ritual. And then I guess we just cast an ill-gotten gains. I don't need to freeze them, right? Or I can freeze them, ill-gotten gains freeze them. Yeah. Let's do that. So this is Storm is 7. It's going to be 21 of your best, and I can cast ill-gotten gains, pick up Brain Freezes again. If they've got a main deck Blessing, then we're just cold. If they don't have a main deck Blessing, then they're dead. Okay. Sweaty and stressful, not finding the ill-gotten gains off the flash, but doesn't seem to be too much of a drama. The Furnace putting pressure on the recoup was a bit tough to come up with a way through. But if they play Blessing, we're just dead now. Nothing we can do. We were dead from deck registration. They don't play Blessing. If they don't play Blessing, then yeah, we're fine. It looks like the sort of deck that could play Blessing, right? Astral Slide. So let's play Ill-Gotten Gains, leaving... It doesn't matter, leaving a blue floating. I should have left a black floating. This would be the opportunity for them to Furnace something. But I believe with double Brain Freeze, we're actually completely resistant to that. So they discard a bunch of nonsense. I want to pick up Petal, Brain Freeze. Yeah, no, they've not got it. So I can pick up Petal, Brain Freeze, and something else, right? So we win game one. We win game one. We want the Tormod scripts, I believe. I'm interested in the Crumble and I'm interested in the Chain. I don't think I'm massively interested in the Chant, but they might have Chant, so I could chant my way through. Finding cuts from here is going to be a challenge as well. That's a lot of cards that I'm trying to bring in. I think I can trim a cantrip, but not many. Ray of Revelation, I think I'd rather lose to an enchantment and then bring it back. I've also got the Chain to kind of replace that. Maybe Crumble's a joke. And then I kind of like the 4 flashback spells for the Intuition, right? Because I might accidentally draw one. Rituals, I'm not keen on dropping Brain Freeze, but I may do it. But we are first and foremost like a Brain Freeze deck, right? That's a big part of our card advantage engine. Maybe I can come off of the other chant and we can just see if our opponent's a twat about it and tries to chant me in the middle of the day. If they do, then maybe game 3 we need to bring in like our Duresses or our own chants. Or just the Swarm of Bees as well actually could work as well. Nice opener here though. Mental note, mental note. We'll keep this. We can flash for 1 early to get the flash gone. They've got Windswept Heath into Plains into nothing. Back to me, and I've drawn 2 sideboard cards already. Then we can just play our thing and look to end steps and mental notes. Looks like this is just going to be, like, the only reason to fetch there is if you immediately cycle. They don't immediately cycle, so maybe they're sort of flooded. Sabo's Web is fine, right? That only hits my Colosseums. It's going to hit all of their cycling lands going forwards. Let's just get our island and cast a mental note. Discarding City of Brass Swamp. So I don't have a swamp in my deck now. I draw a Dark Ritual though, which is tasty, and another LED. So we're really just on the lookout for an ill-gotten gains now, and then we should be gravy, maybe even a Brain Freeze. They play a Cartographer. That's absolutely fine. It's a 3-mana 2/2 that picks up their Windswept Heath. So they're just one of those like classic pre-modern decks which is just aiming to do like random stuff until it sets up a very big kill. We mill an ill-gotten gains and draw a Brain Freeze and a Cabal Ritual. So I could do a big Brain Freeze looking for our recoup. Or I could just flash for 0, untap, flash for 2. That doesn't seem very good. I could use there. I could use the opponent's storm count and just flash for 0 on end step. But if I was to freeze, if I was to play everything and freeze, I've got Threshold. If I was to go Crypt, Crypt, LED, LED, Ritual, Ritual, Brain Freeze me, that'd be a Brain Freeze for a billion cards, and then I'd get to Flash of Insight after that. So I think they die. I get to play all of my cards here, and the one remaining. So I get to play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's 21 looks at a recoup, and then I've got the Flash of Insight for just an ill-gotten gains or recoup as well. So I think this is pretty fucked. So LED Crypt, LED Crypt, LED Crypt, Dark Ritual, Cabal Ritual for 6 mana, Brain Freeze me for 21 cards. That's going to see half my deck, and if one of them's a recoup, then I win on the spot with the LEDs. And then, if not, we'll crack 2 LEDs, one for, I assume, black. No, it can be red, can't it? So, Brain Freeze, blah, 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 blah. Ill-gotten gains. Some more cards. some more cards. No recoup there. So now we get to have a little ponder and a think. We've got 5 black floating. So we can crack 1 LED for blue and 1 LED for black. Is that right? The recoup's still in, right? Yeah. So 1 LED for blue, 1 LED for black. So I don't need the recoup at this point because I've got the flash for my whole deck. Whole deck might be like egregiously overdoing it. But let's do... Maybe I do want red still. How many ill-gotten gains have been through? 2. And I get to look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards. Do I want to do the other LED for red? Yeah, I think I can do it for red. I don't think that's too much of a drama. And now I can do flash or deep analysis first. Let's deep analysis first off of red mana and blue mana. We'll yeet out a ritual. We'll yeet out a gemstone mine. Now I'll flash myself for, I guess, as much as possible, right? Because I need to find exactly recoup or ill-gotten gains. So, and I've still got 2 freezes left in my deck to work with later. We're looking for 3 cards. We're looking at 8 and 20, and I need 1 of 3. I find 1 of 3, and I get myself an ill-gotten gains. We now don't need the recoup, so we can probably just use up this red mana. How many cards have they got in their deck? 50, so my storm needs to be 15, 17. My storm is currently 11, so I can get back ill-gotten gains. Lion's Eye Diamond. Tormod's Crypt. Or just want to get Cabal Ritual first. I've got no way into cards. I'm so fucking stupid. I ate all my brain freezers. I've got no way into my cards. I ate all my brain freezers. Good grief, guys. I'm so dumb. So how do I reset from here then? I need ill-gotten gains. I need LED. I guess ill-gotten gains, Cabal Ritual. Oh my gosh. Oh, I got an LED instead. I ate all my cards. I ate all of them. I had no way back in. I'm very silly. They're going to get... But their hand's nonsense, right? Their hand doesn't do anything anyway, so we know that. So pass to you. My apologies to the team. Oh, my ill-gotten gains was horrendous. I can't even put it on the stack. Okay, we fucked this up so badly. Don't eat all the blue cards, was what we learned from this. They play a morph. They attack me for 2. I draw a Cabal Ritual, which gets me back into my ill-gotten gains as and when I play ill-gotten gains. But the clock is quite quick now. I need to draw a blue card soon. They'll just flip their guy over and just put me on the 3-turner. So yeah, that's fine. Windswept Heath. Draw step. Brain freeze, we win. Okay. That was questionable. Cabal Ritual. Lion's Eye Diamond. I can just cast ill-gotten gains, right? I need to freeze them first. Oh, dearie me. So now I need to get my storm back up to 16. I want ill-gotten gains. Cabal Ritual, Cabal Ritual. No, Cabal Ritual, Dark Ritual. I'm still not very good at getting back into cards either. Dark Ritual. Cabal Ritual. This one has to get the Brain Freeze. And I have to go for the rest of my deck. I don't have the Flash of Insight, but if I go for the rest of my deck, I do get the recoup. I'm going to hold priority here and crack this one for red. And then I can pick up LED, Brain Freeze, Cabal Ritual. How many gains have gone? 3. I've got 1 left. So I can Cabal Ritual for a bunch of black. I can LED. I can then Brain Freeze myself for... I need to Brain Freeze myself for 6 to get my recoup. So then I can go... This one can target you. This one can target you. This one can target you. And the rest can target me for my deck. Uh-oh, uh-oh. I'll eat this now. So we've got 1 blessing gone. Now they've got a bunch of other cards. I hit my recoup, obviously, because I'm hitting my whole deck here. Intuition, Deep Analysis, Ill-Gotten Gains, Brain Freezes again, Lion's Eye Diamonds again, another Deep Analysis. Storm count is 9. They've got 38 cards, so I still need to get to 15 before I next freeze them. So then I can cast Recoup, and what's the flashback cost of Recoup? Is it 4? It is 4. So I can crack this for blue. I can recoup my gains. It's expensive though. I can then cast Ill-Gotten Gains, leaving black and blue floating. 11. And then if I go 12, 13, 14, 14 by 3. Oh no, they're really dead, right? So I can go Brain Freeze, Tormod's Crypt, Tormod's Crypt. Is that right? And then we Tormod's Crypt gets me to 13. And then 14. So yeah, so Tormod's Crypt, Brain Freeze. And then I'll have Storm for 14, which is incredibly high. So I only actually need Storm for 10, 13, right? And then I've got protection against triple Blessing to beat them with. So that was an unconvincing victory on our part. But we've already exiled 1 blessing. So now we can go Tormod's Crypt, Brain Freeze you. That's 14 Storm. Same targets all the way down the list. And I can't imagine they've got the technology to do me in here. Because that is a lot of Tormod's Crypts to fight whatever they're up to in their anti-brain freeze strategy, you know? On that flash rate earlier, it just needs to be a flash for 7 to get the freeze, and then we would have won on the spot. But we fucked it up. We then we resolved a horrendous ill-gotten gains, top decked the ritual into the brain freeze, and life was sweet. Okay, there's a blessing. So we'll eat your graveyard. No response to that then. and then we win the match. Okay. Unconvincing, but we made it happen. Okay, the next round, probably it's Huzodia. Our hand's interesting, but I think bad. I've got one land. I don't really want to LED for my fucking deep analysis, and I also don't want to go City of Brass, Ritual, Petal, deep analysis, right? So none of it seems good. And I don't have any sculpting like my opts or anything, or access to a quick brain freeze. So I think I'm going to ship this one and see what we come up with here. We get opt, delta, triple rituals. So that's going to be a pretty easy ritual back opt for lands, I think. You know, if we get duressed, we'll cry. We get forested though, so that's fine. So over to us, we redraw the ritual, because why wouldn't we? And now we can fetch for an island and opt for something good. So basic forest into wall of blossoms. Okay. Different forests, which is, you know, something. We get an island. We get to opt. I just want a land, please. We get a dark ritual. I'm going to ship that. I think I shipped that. Maybe I'm just lagging out a bit. So we draw an opt off the opt. Draw step, we get a deep analysis. Let's opt again because we want to make a land drop. This is interesting, isn't it? I don't think I can afford another LED though. I get a petal. Okay. Petal's fine. It's not great. If they play like Thermocast or something, then I will probably just decide to cry. But opt into opt and no land, I think is tough, but Petal is kind of a land, so maybe it did give me what I actually wanted. They float one, they play a Rith's Grove, which is a tricolor land that bounces a basic, and then they play a bop. So it looks like a survival style list. And they've got a Goblin Bombardment. Okay, that's interesting. So over to me and you, and we get this City of Brass. So how can I play? So if I go City of Brass, Petal, LED, Ritual, Deep Analysis. Does that sound good? Draw 4? Don't think so. I think we'll just play a City of Brass and pass the turn. But at some point we can do something, right? I can stack all my rituals, and I can't stack all my rituals. I can stack one ritual, let that resolve, and then stack all the other ones and crack an LED. It's got 4 mana here. It's a survival, so as expected, survivor of the fittest. Goblin Bombardment, I don't know what that means. I mean, I know how it impacts the game and the board state, but I don't know what that means in terms of my opponent's deck. So no attacks from the opponent because they've only got 0 power creatures. They have got 2 survival activations on end set, one to get a squee and one to get something cool. We draw a Gemstone Mine. And I think I'm interested in just Gemstone Mine, Petal, Deep Analysis here. Because I want them to die next turn. If they don't kill me, I want to kill them. They don't have a mountain in play at the moment, so I'm not too threatened. But I do want them to be dead next turn. So I'm at 18. They need to do 18 from somewhere, which is possible, right? Like, if they're able to... Yeah, so they're dead next turn now. If they're able to anger up here and play a Hermit or something like that, then that would be like, what, 8, 9 plus 7? So I'm just... And then I only have 1 mana to play with next turn. So they pitch a Sharpshooter, they get an Anger. So here we go. Am I dead? Survival me, get a Yavimaya Granger. Okay, so they get rid of the Anger, they get a Yavimaya Granger. That's going to present hasty creatures going forward. They play a Windswept Heath. Find the Granger. This will get them a basic mountain to turn on the Anger. They'll dink me for the 2 damage off of the Granger, but they might be able to present something else as well. They've now got a hasty 0/4 wall, which is pretty tech, if you ask me. But doesn't look like they're doing much, so we're going to go in here and try and kill them. We've got another Deep Analysis, an Ill-Gotten Gains, Infinite Rituals. I can't quite get my Gemstone into the bin yet, so how would I do that? Not easily. So how do I want to go ill-gotten gains first, or do I want to go through a recoup line later? Recoup's quite an expensive line to do. So I want to go ill-gotten gains to produce a bunch of mana, and then flash back some deep analysis and some opts, something like that. So let's go. How many cards have I got? 5. That's really challenging. Let's just go Cabal Ritual for 5. Then I'll make 1 mana, then I'll make 5 mana. So we'll get there eventually. So this is now Threshold. So that's 7 black mana. I can cast my Lion's Eye Diamond. And then I can cast my Ill-Gotten Gains. Right? For all of this. Float blue off of this guy. Say no response. And I can get like Ritual Opt. Or Ritual Opt. I think Ritual Opt sounds good. They get Settlers Sharpshooter, something else, no one cares. Or they picked up their anger. Okay, yeah, cool. They make a bunch of mana. I make a bit more mana. Maybe I don't want to make a bit more mana. Maybe I want to actually just be opting first. Flash of Insight's interesting, but it's not very good. So I think I bottom the flash. Draw an Intuition. Intuition should be a kill from here. So it's Intuition U. So I've got 3 more ill-gotten gains remaining in my deck. Ding, ding, dong. 1, 2, 3. And then I get to cast Cabal Ritual. Now I get to cast Ill-Gotten Gains. And I get Ill-Gotten Gains, Cabal Ritual, and then Lion's Eye Diamond on the first one. And I can Brain Freeze them easily here. I don't know what technology they can have main deck against a Brain Freeze, but we'll find out, I'm sure. So we can Ill-Gotten Gains, float blue off of this guy, and then go Ill-Gotten Gains, Intuition, Cabal Ritual. They pick up a bunch of creatures and put down a bunch of creatures. Now we'll go. Oh, that was all really awful by me. So Cabal Ritual again. Because I don't want to cast this Intuition, right? Maybe I do. Intuition U. Get a Brain Freeze. 1, 2. Bit laggy today on the old Magic Online. And now I can Brain Freeze you for 48 cards. And we'll look at your deck list and decide if there's anything you can do. And then I just don't cast this Ill-Gotten Gains, I just flash back a Deep Analysis on you. They've got a main deck Blessing that I don't really know what to say about it. And they just concede. Okay. So we get there on turn 5. They were a bit slow because I had to go through the Granger to get the mountain. I think I'm interested in Tormod's Crypt. I think I'm interested in one of these Crumbling Fatigues just in case they got something that's upsetting. And then maybe a Chain just in case they got something upsetting. But as we discussed last time, it's pretty difficult to come up with all of these kill conditions. I don't care about the Ray of Revelation right now. They did show us a Rift Grove though, so maybe they've got like access to Aura of Silence, would be a pain in the ass. So maybe I do like this. So I need 5 cuts from here. I'll go for 1 Deep Analysis. I'll go for 1 Dark Ritual. I'll go for 2 Orum's Chance. I'm not expecting much resistance out of them. I might even just cut all the chance and just lean on Crippling Fatigue and Chain. And then we'll see how that goes. And I've still got my Ray of Revelation just in case they've got like Aura of Silence or something really annoying. This hand looks fabulous, really, because I can opt into lands and then have blue cards later. I don't have a lot of mana. Do I want to look for more mana than this? But I have got like a Brain Freeze later to find mana with. So I think I can keep this. I'm going to give it a go, hope to not get wasted. They've got Forest, Pass, Gemstone Mine or City of Brass. That's a really interesting discussion. I'm going to go City of Brass. I think I want a more stable one to start with. But I am interested in my Gemstone Mine dying at some point because it can help towards our Threshold. Although Threshold's not an issue, I've got Brain Freeze. So Forest, Wall of Roots. Okay, that's fine. We go to end step. We opt up the Tormod's Crypt. I think that can happen now. Oh, so now I can go Gemstone Mine, LED, Tormod's Crypt, Brain Freeze myself. And then see where that takes us. LED, Tormod's Crypt, Brain Freeze myself for 9, looking for like Deep Analysis, Ray of Revelation, all this stuff. It just gives us a nice happy amount of threshold, right? And then if I hit a ritual next turn, then I've got the Flash of Insight to go digging with next turn. Yeah, so any ritual should kill from here, I believe. They've got a Wooded Foothills into another Wall of Roots. And then Mountain, Wall of Roots gets a counter, Squee Goblin the Bob into play. Not the place they want it, but the place they've got it. So over to us, we get another Tormod's Crypt, not the Dream. I can't produce good mana, so maybe I just flash for 2 is upsetting, isn't it? That's quite a distressing amount. I think I still flash for 2 though, because I am looking for a land drop here to line up an Intuition later. And just look for 2 for a land I think is an acceptable state of play. I don't find the land, I do find the Dark Ritual though. And I think the Dark Ritual is actually everything we've asked for. Just to get us into that ill-gotten gains, you know? Because that'll get us into the Intuition. They've got Gaia's Cradle, that's a large amount of mana. Squee gets in, I go to 16. And now I've got no idea what they're what does 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana no plays actually mean. They haven't missed a land drop, they haven't played anything proactive. So can they play like, is there a green or red chant? They're just holding Pyroblast. Play our land. And let's roll out a Dark Ritual to start with. Now, if I was to Intuition for ill-gotten gains here, then I could be made really sad by a Pyroblast if I discard my hand. So, Intuition onto the stack, tap my City of Brass, crack LED with 4 black floating, and then I can't get back in very easily. So I think I just want to cast ill-gotten gains and then crack the LED in response to that. So let's do that. Off of the City of Brass for white mana. And then we'll crack the LED for blue in response. And then I can pick up what they've got. Captain Cisse, Forest. Okay, so if I can convert from here, they die, and they just don't want to watch me do it. Okay. So what is our line here? We can Cabal Ritual LED Intuition. And that's going to be 3 more ill-gotten gains, and they're dead. So, very nice. Okay, round 3. We're up against Doogly, or Doogie. We've got lands and spells. We'll lead on island. And then we'll consider our Ritual Intuition turn 2 for triple ill-gotten gains. And then we'll assume that that kills. And then we'll go from there. Island won't die to... Island will not die to a wasteland. So that's why we lead island. There's an Adhikar waste, which is not... Oh, and then a... Okay, so we're up next a Tron deck, I guess. Just a big blue-white control deck. So I've got a Brain Freeze here. We might freeze, we might Ritual Intuition. Maybe I wanted to Ritual Intuition here, actually. If I'm going to Ritual Intuition. But then they know not to tap their lands. There's this tower. Ritual Intuition runs into it quite hard here. So let's just take a turn, see if we can hit another land drop. We can't, we can hit another Ritual though. So then if I was to hit another Ritual, what would that mean? Maybe it's supposed to be like a Ritual Brain Freeze day. So play a Sky Shroud Egg. I might take my freeze for 6 here. Or Ritual Freeze for 9. No, I'm just going to take my freeze for 6 and see what it looks like. Gives me threshold for these dark rituals. Lol. And then it might give me a deep analysis. Orym's Chance, a cool one to have access to at some point. None of those cards have flashback. Opponent just stocking up on eggs over there. I draw Polluted Delta. So that means I can play like an Intuition, which doesn't go through a dark ritual, so it saves me cards. I can fetch up Swamp Intuition on their turn. Oh, if they fetch now, though, I might just do it. You fetching, bro? You don't want to fetch. Because then you need Spell Pierce, and that's not legal. So we'll fetch a Swamp here. And cast Intuition targeting you. It gives up the Ghost a bit, but not too much. Did you register Force Spike today? That's my big question for you. No. So we'll get triple ill-gotten gains. We should be able to do enough rituals here that we can recoup as well. And then we might be able to pick up a chant or something. I feel like we've got the resources here with recoup, triple ritual to really plow through their permission suite next turn. So on their end step, they've got white mana for some reason. And blue mana, so an impulse. Are they going to go through this egg as well? No. They want 1 egg. Maybe they're playing Tinker. So we've got off our intuition, but our opponent knows about it, right? They've got a whole turn, plus an impulse and a sphere to think about what we just did. They can have miscalc, mana leak, power sink, counterspell. I'm still going for it. You know, you're not my dad. Let's go for a ritual. But I feel like the triple ritual is going to be good, you know? We're going to go over the top of their mana. And now I've got 2 shots at ill-gotten gains. Go Petal. LED. And then we'll go Ill-Gotten Gains. And we'll float red off of our LED. Floating red, pitching a recoup. So I get 2 bites at the apple here. I can pick up Chant, Ill-Gotten Gains, Ritual. They've got a miscalculation, which is not very good. So I can eat off of red, right? And do they have a leak as well? Does leak stop me? No, leak doesn't stop me. They've got Wrath of God, Plow, Miscalc, Impulse. So let's get Orym's Chant. Orym's Chant off the Petal. Ill-Gotten Gains. Dark Ritual. Petal and mine are the same, right? We agree with that. The game's ending now. We know they're holding a miscalculation. Let's cast Orym's Chant targeting you. This will get miscalced. We won't respond because we know they're out of mana and dead. And then after that, we just go Ritual, Ill-Gotten Gains, and they're just ramping up our Storm at the moment. Oh, they Impulse in response. Okay. I can't imagine they've got free permission, right? It doesn't matter if they've Impulsed instead of chanting. And I'll get to see this card in a moment as well. So, chant you, they're now locked out of casting spells. We get to cast a Dark Ritual. We get to cast an Ill-Gotten Gains, and that will pick up Ill-Gotten Gains, Ritual, LED. They went and got a Frantic Search. Okay. So I get Ill-Gotten Gains, Dark Ritual, LED. Storm is going to be very high after this, and then I just get a Brain Freeze, right? Crack this for blue. No response. I can get Opt Brain Freeze. I don't know if they'll have a Blessing in their deck. They may do. If they do, I die. You know, standard stuff. So let's Opt. Don't want that. Opt. Don't want that. Play a Lion's Eye Diamond. Cast a Brain Freeze for 18 cards. And then they randomly main deck a Blessing, then get fucked us. But seems unlikely. So there we go. This was good for 52 cards. They've got 45 cards. That's their deck. Mastercores, Plows, Prohibits. Power Sink was in there. If that player doesn't tap all lands they control and they lose all unspent mana, so that's a banger, right? That's an actual banger against us. Stroke of Genius. They've got no cards in hand though. And no cards in deck. Okay, I don't know how they've got no cards in hand. They just not resolve the thing. Oh well. They're dead. Right. So I'm interested in a Swarm of Bees, a Duress, a couple of Crypts, And I'm interested in all of this abeyance and stuff, right? I'm interested in all of this. I'm probably also interested in the Reb. And then, does that mean I want to come off Ray of Revelation? I don't want to come off the Chance at all. The mental notes are very powerful. The flash is insane. The intuitions are great. The recoup also beats blue, right? Like this is a really hard sideboard to know what I'm doing. The power sync looks really problematic, right? So I think Swarm of Bees, Duress, Orim's Chant is all really required. I think I'm going to come down on the Rebs. I've dropped the Ray of Revelation, which I think means I need Chain in my deck, so I don't die to a random permanent. But then I'm on... What is this? This is a full 6 anti-spell cards. So maybe I don't need Duress. Maybe I'm a bit overloaded on that. Chain of Vapor, I think, is a nice anti-permanent. And then the 2 crypts for the post-board blessings. I need to be careful with my brain freezes on self, because obviously they're a Stroke of Genius deck, which is kind of challenging. I wonder if I'm allowed to trim an intuition, trim a deep analysis. I've still got intuition for 4 flashback spells if I want it. The mental notes I don't want to trim too much, but I might just go to 1 anyway. Maybe a freeze can leave the building. Leaves intuition for freeze available. And if I'm not getting the freeze, I can get the deep analysis or the flash to tutor for it. This is a lot of hate, but maybe a dark ritual, maybe a cabal ritual. I don't want to go to sub 3 freezes. I think freeze is like our best card. Maybe I can just do 1 crypt and pray. Because then I can always set it up so that I've always got a crypt in play. I've always got, let's just make this sentence correct. I've always got a crypt in play whilst I'm freezing them. Right? I can make that happen with Ill-Gotten Gains. I might just need to try and freeze them whilst I'm still doing my Ill-Gotten Gains chain. This hand looks fantastic though, right? We've got some mana, we've got some opt, we've got a chain for something scary. We can opt up to a chant. We've got the green for the Swarm of Bees if that's what we find. I think this is a good hand. It's going to be what anti-storm tech does our opponent have. The Chain of Vapor will beat like an Arcane Lab. So I think that's cool. I could see them being a lab deck, but they've gone straight to 5. So I don't know what their plan is. Urza's Power Plant, Sphere. Okay. So over to us, and we're just going to play our City in Pass. But if we draw an island, we'll play that. Play a City in Pass. I could also see something like Sphere of Resistance being a card that they play. Just as a sideboard thing. So opponent took a mulligan to 5, which is kind of challenging. I don't think like Stroke of Genius and a big decree actually matters in this format though. I think I'd rather just have better mana and normal lands. I'm going to opt on their end step and see if they miscalc it. They might just want to get in the way of my they might just want to get in the way of my development. But I don't think I can glean anything from my development here. Okay, my development is very good. I have developed. However, I don't want to go all in based on this opt. I want to find something else first. Opponent's got the impulse on end step by the looks. Otherwise, you wouldn't be cracking this sphere like this. So they filter through blue and then they'll filter through their expanse. No, they won't. Wow, what a wild time to sack. So they do find their 3rd land though. Going to make our life a little bit more difficult, but we're kind of just going to sit around and look for chance and stuff like that. They might have their own chance, their counter chance. We can just play this land and then mental note later. Notice they didn't fetch there once I've made my 3rd land drop. They didn't want to get intuitioned again. Was that this opponent? Or was that the last opponent? I think that was the last opponent actually, so maybe they don't know about that play. We can fetch. Grab an island, cast a mental note. Mill some cards. Draw a card. So we mill Chant Intuition. We draw Petal. So the wrong order. We would have liked either of the other two. We do draw City of Brass. I'm not interested in throwing my whole hand at them. So I am just going to sit around and chill. They might cycle a decree, they might stroke for one. They do nothing. Okay, no fact or fiction either. They've got an Adhikar waste. So despite the mulligan to 5, the opponent has not done anything. Like, they've not missed a land drop or anything. It's a bit unlucky on our part, I think. I'll opt now, I'm not afraid. I get a brain freeze. So, with all of this mana, and with all of this time, I might be able to just overload their permission with this freeze. We'll definitely take the freeze. And then we'll consider 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? 6 spells on top of the ops, that's 7 spells. I get to mill for 21 here on myself. And then cast Ill-Gotten Gains. And then cast my flashback spells. How much mana am I going to have, though? 0 mana post. I'll have 3 mana floating post, 6 mana post Ill-Gotten Gains, right? Yeah. So this is actually perfect. 6 mana floating post Ill-Gotten Gains. That will cast my 2 deep analysis that remain in the deck. So I think I dropped one. And it will cast the recoup as well. So I might want to flash the red. I guess it depends on what I mill. But let's just go for it here. And then if we get chanted, we get chanted. I can't imagine we'll get chanted. I'm not sure. They've got 5 mana to play with this turn. LED, LED. I don't want to chain a petal. Not interested in that. I get to look at 21 of mine. So I get to go after my graveyard first. And then this will hopefully hit Deep Analysis, Flash of Insight, blah, blah, blah. They've got 4 cards in hand to work with here. We've got no idea what they are. I hit 1 Deep Analysis, which is a bit distressing. But I can always cast my Ill-Gotten Gains here, which I think I do. I think I cast Ill-Gotten Gains, get it countered, Deep Analysis myself through 2 blue spells. Or do I just want to Deep Analysis myself? No, I can't really Deep Analysis myself, can I? I think I still go, though. So let's float black off of this. Just take our damage, and then we can play the rest of our cards. So black, black. It doesn't matter what color it is. And then we'll float blue and black off the LEDs. Blue, black. 1 flashback spell was a shame off of that. And there's a good chance they can have double permission here, right? So, what is this? Prohibit. Okay, then. So let's deep analysis ourselves. See if we can come up with something else to do. Just kick a prohibit. Hard counter. None of the soft shit. Wouldn't hate to hit a brain freeze or 2 here. Another deep analysis as well, just on the hard cast would be fine. I was hoping my freeze for 21 would be better, you know? I was hoping that would be a more interesting line for us. I do top deck another ill-gotten gains, so we need them to have fuck all in hand. And then how would I win from here if I was to have that? Ill-gotten gains would use all of my mana, and then my storm needs to be a lot higher than it currently is. So I could ill-gotten gains for Petal Cabal Ritual, but that doesn't actually do anything because that's my 3 cards. I could ill-gotten gains for Petal Freeze, but that's still not mana. I could ill-gotten gains for Intuition, LED, Orim's Chant, and set up a recoup line later in the day. But if I ill-gotten gains, they're going to have all their stuff back. Then I'm at 13, 14. So yeah, so then if I ill-gotten gains for Petal Freeze, that's then 14. So that's 30 and 12. So that's 30, 42 cards. That leaves them 8 cards to win the game with. Can they do that? Can they win in 8 cards? That might actually really put them to the test, right? You've got 8 turns, off you fuck. I don't know, that might be the play. Ill-gotten gains, Petal. You've got 8 cards. Yeah, I think I might do that, actually. Ill-gotten gains. They might not be able to kill me in 8 turns. And I get to draw 8 cards. Well, they've got Masticore, Stroke, Miscalc, Prohibit, so they can kill me in 8 turns. So I get Chain of Vapor. No, I just have to go for Petal, Freeze, right? Does this change anything? I don't think so. I'm going to go Petal, Freeze. It's not great. They can definitely kill me in 8 turns. Let's see what they pick up, though. They might leave the Masticore behind. Prohibit. Sphere, and they leave the Masticore behind. Okay. So that's great news for us, because now their threat's dead. So Petal. The non-lethal freeze. We can't play around the blessing here. We've not got the resources to do that. They might have the blessing. Mill you for 42. And then if you don't have a blessing, you've got to have a threat in those 8 cards, and that threat's got to kill me. No blessing. You got 8 cards. We milled 1, 2, 3. 3 decrees. One, two, 3 decrees. They might play 3. They might play 4. They might be on 3 post because it's tough. The Masticore's already dead. This is a pretty gambly line, and maybe I was supposed to be more patient. Or maybe I was just supposed to mill better cards off of my 21 from my Brain Freeze. But they might just be in a spot where, like, actually they can't defeat me. Right? This is their yard. So I can't see a man land in here. If they've got 1 decree, it needs to be in their hand quite soon. Tower. So I think they've got 1 tower left as well. They've got Wrath of God in their deck, which is absolutely wild. 2 Wraths. Wow, that's insane. 2 Wraths, 2 Plows. And now we can just sit here, wait and watch. And if we draw another Oh, no, they agree. They're dead. I was gonna say if we draw another deep analysis, we can just knock a turn or two off of that 7 cards. But we just neuter them completely. They don't pick up the Master Core, and little did they know at the time that the Master Core was game. So, go us. Okie dokie, then round 4. We're on the play. Dope. We're on the play against Fangus87. And we've got a pretty good hand if we draw a land, right? So we'll keep this. We'll play our Delta. And then we'll just ship it over to them. So at the moment we look like we've got a polluted Delta. It looks like they've got a wooded foothills. They're fetching immediately. I'm not fetching in response. They've got a mountain and a jackal pup. Okay, so we need to go quickly and we need them to not play a turn 2 card. You know what I mean. Turn 2 pyrostatic pillar. So I think because I want to go too quickly, I do want to cast this Lotus Petal. And I want to intuition on their turn, I believe. For, I guess, a bunch of ill-gotten gains. So they're going to combat me for 2. We're going to pray for no pillar. If they don't have a pillar, we should win on turn 3. Especially with Petal and Delta. 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. Okay, my mana might be a bit short here. Mountain, Grim Lava Man, Seal of Fire. Okay, so I'm at 16, 15, 11 with a Fire Blast. So let's fetch an island. And then let's intuition them. Now the big question is, do I want to intuition them for mana? Because I could just get a bunch of Cabal rituals, right? And then I've got ill-gotten gains into intuition. So now it'd be a bunch of mana. How many cards are in my graveyard? This is plus 3 cards to my graveyard, plus 4 cards to my graveyard because of Petal. I don't know if I want the ill-gotten gains or whether I want the mana. Cast intuition then. So then if I go... Well, I need to get another ritual at least, right? To get the ill-gotten gains on the stack. So I guess I just get rituals, and then I can crack for black. Do I have the floating mana though? I might be slow. Do I just want triple Cabal Ritual or do I want triple Ill-Gotten Gains? Ill-Gotten Gains... Maybe my intuition was too fast. Maybe I was supposed to wait a turn. Take a draw step, see if I hit the land. So 1, 2, 3. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But I can crack the Lion's Eye Diamond in response to the second ritual to net a bunch of mana. So let's get the ritual first. No, I can't because of the... I need to put the Ill-Gotten Gains on the stack. Okay, this is tough. Maybe Dark Ritual was better, actually. But if I go Dark Ritual, Cabal Ritual, that's 4. So maybe Dark Rituals are better to start with. Because I maintain blue mana and I plus 2 on the first go round, and then I get the Cabal Ritual on a loop later. So I'm going to go Dark Rituals for now to get my ill-gotten gains on the stack and hope that I got the mana floating to do everything afterwards. This might be suspicious. But if I top deck a land, I can take a turn off anyway, right? I believe that to be true. My threshold is at 5. Dark Ritual is 6. I get a Dark Ritual off of them. Fetch land is incredibly fucked off the top as well. Flash of Insight is not good. But I can flash for a bunch if I'm not able to win here. So let's think. Dark Ritual. Cabal Ritual. That's 4 mana. Ill-Gotten Gains picks up Cabal Ritual, Dark Ritual, Intuition, and I can Intuition for Ill-Gotten Gains. And have Threshold. Let's just... So Ritual 3, Cabal Ritual 4, cast LED. 4 floating black, 1 untapped island, 1 LED in play. Cast Ill-Gotten Gains. crack LED, discarding everything. I'll have triple blue and an untapped island. That's problematic, right? Because I need to have triple black. So if I go Swamp Ritual, that's 3. Cabal Ritual is 4. That's casting our Ill-Gotten Gains. That bit's easy. Then I can crack Lion's Eye Diamond for black in response. That'll leave me with BBB floating, untapped blue. And then Ill-Gotten Gains will resolve. I'll pick up Dark, Cabal, Intuition. I'll Intuition for triple Ill-Gotten Gains. I'll get my Ill-Gotten Gains. I'll get my Intuitions, and they'll die. Okay. All in agreement? I just need to crack the LED for black. That was the bit that I was missing. And the future Cabal rituals will be busted. I think we all agree with that. My computer's a bit laggy, which is a bit annoying. This LED is going to get cracked for black in a second. And I'll pick up Intuition and the 2 rituals. Crack that for black. No response. I get to see your hand too, please. So they discard 4 cards. They might just fire some shit off now. If they've got the Fire Blast, they might just send it. They've got Vortex, Incinerate, Ball Lightning, Bloodstained Mire. So a bunch of nonsense. We want the Intuition back. We want the Cabal Ritual back. And I think we want the Dark Ritual back as well. Or do I want the LED back? Does it matter? LED is more mana, right? But I need to be able to cast Ill-Gotten Gains at the end of this cycle. But I've got the Lion's Eye Diamond. So Cabal Ritual is going to make 5. That'll put me on to 6 mana, right? And then, yeah, I'm so fine. So let's just get the LED. They get back some cards. Nobody actually cares. We'll cast Cabal Ritual, increasing our black mana count. We'll cast Lion's Eye Diamond. We'll then Intuition target you. I think this can float like this. And then what color did I want off of this? I've got black floating. I can just get blue, right? No response here. They've got 50 cards in deck, so Brain Freeze isn't quite enough, right? So Brain Freeze for 8. No, because I'm only getting one of these cards, so let's get Ill-Gotten Gains. And we can just make a bunch of mana, cast an Intuition. On the second one for triple Brain Freeze, and then go off from there. So maybe I didn't need blue mana, but I don't think it matters. So then I can go Ill-Gotten Gains, BB, blue. For Ill-Gotten Gains, Cabal Ritual, Lion's Eye Diamond. Oh, was this the one I wanted to get Intuition off of? I don't know. Cabal Ritual, Lion's Eye Diamond, Ill-Gotten Gains, floating for black, or for blue. Floating for black almost assuredly, right? And then the Ill-Gotten Gains resolves, and I get Intuition, Cabal Ritual, Ill-Gotten Gains. And then will that be enough mana? That will be plus 5, but I'm spending 7. So Intuition, Cabal Ritual. I've got to get the Ill-Gotten Gains for sure. So Cabal Ritual with 8 cards in graveyard. That's 7. So then I can Intuition, leaving me with 5. And then I'll cast Ill-Gotten Gains. Oh, did I fuck this up? 12. What does my storm count need to be? Why is my head not working? So if I cast Ill-Gotten Gains now and put Intuition on the top of it. No, but I can Intuition for Brain Freeze, LED. Or Brain Freeze, Cabal Ritual, something like that. And then 45 is 15, so I need to get to 16, 17 Storm. I'm going to cast 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, yeah. Okay, I'm fine. So I cast Intuition, targeting you. Oh, maybe I'm not fine. And I get Brain Freeze, LED. They give me the Brain Freeze, and I got nowhere back in. So maybe I get Brain Freeze, Petal. Brain Freeze, Petal. You give me the Brain Freeze. I cast Ill-Gotten Gains. I pick up Petal. 16. Why can't I count? Petal Freeze is a storm of 3. That puts me to 16. That's not good enough, right? So I could get LED, Petal Freeze. I can get the LED off the thing though. So Freeze, Petal. See what they give us. Probably just give me the Freeze, I guess, because I've got no floating blue. But I'll have the floating 1. They give me a Petal, which makes this like academic. I can even Flash of Insight, right? So let's cast Ill-Gotten Gains. 4, Petal, Brain Freeze, Petal. They get back a bunch of cards and they're really dead. I think if they gave me Freeze, I was in a bit of trouble. I don't know. I haven't counted very well. Let's cast Flash of Insight for Intuition. Find a polluted delta. Play a polluted delta. Brain Freeze you for an excessive amount at this point, but hey ho. Right. That was, I think, questionably piloted, but our deck is powerful. Turn 3 kill, missing a land drop until I'm putting Lethal Storm on the stack. And then we need to come up with a way of beating Pyrostatic Pillar in the post-board games. So they are just a mono-red version. They've got no cards in deck. We know that their hand can't kill us. So we'll yield through here, and we win. Alright, so proper boring old Sly. Nothing. No tech, nothing good. Oh no, a bit of tech. Look at that browbeat. Wow. Funny. Alright, over to us for game 2. We would like to not die. So Abeyance. Can't cast spells. Chain, Crumbling Fatigue. Target creatures, not great. Crumble doesn't seem insane. I definitely need this Ray of Revelation. I definitely want this Chain of Vapor. I think after that, I'm largely not fussed. Red Blast counters blue spells, but that doesn't counter their Pyroblasts. So that's 61. Do I just want to cut a deep analysis because it's painful and slow? And all I'm doing is bringing in one card, which was already forgotten by me. What did I just sideboard in? What was it? Intuition, Flash of Insight, Ray of Revelation, Cabal Ritual. This is all normal. Chain of Vapor. Yeah, cool. I bought in a chain because that's going to bounce a Pyrostatic Pillar. I've got Ray of Revelation, which will kill 2 Pyrostatic Pillars. And I think that makes sense just as a sideboard plan, right? The chants are fine if I want to fog, but I don't really want to be fogging, you know? So maybe they need to be something else, but I don't think it matters. A few questionable kills, but it's one of these things, right? I've not played much of this deck. I'll work it out one day. This is painful and not very good at looking. So I think I want to find something faster, but I've got the mana. What am I going to do? I'm going to bolt myself, flash for 1. No, that's really bad. There we go. This looks more like it. We'll keep this. We'll send the river away. This is similar but worse, I think, actually, now that I'm looking at it. But mountain creature. We may not be in this game too long. They've got Tormod's Crypt, which is kind of annoying, actually. My game's fucking struggling. Okay, and we draw a Petal for the turn, so we'll just roll out our island. Then we've got to see what our opponent wants to do with themselves. Did they just keep one land Tormod's Crypt? Is that the joke here? Or did they actually find a second land? Right, they've got the second land, so they are gaming. They're off to the races. Grim Lavamancer is not a pyrostatic pillar, but this is a nice clock from them. So back to us. We find a gemstone mine. I'm going to play my Delta. Maybe I should play mine and try and protect my life points rather than my mana sources being reliable. So they've got 2 cards in hand. Looks like a ball lightning off the top rope. Yeah, look at this. 9 me. Okay, I'm in trouble. I'll admit that. Ball lightning dies. How much am I taking next turn? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Plus a bolt. I'm dead if I fetch. Yeah, my bad. Get a swamp. Play a draw step. Play a gemstone mine. And my hand's not really done anything. Maybe I was supposed to go lower. If we get another turn, then anything will make me play all my spells, like even an opt, right? But no ball lightning from the opponent. They hit me. I take 2, but the Mog Fanatics are representing 2 damage, so I'm at 5. The Grim Lavaman's representing 2 damage, so I'm at 3. And they've got... Am I just dead? Fire Blast is lethal. Bolt's lethal. My game's taking lethal. Seal of Fire. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so any pain I die, so I can't play the City of Brass. Chain of Vapor doesn't get me anywhere, so I die. Perfect stuff. Right. Let's look at our sideboard plan. Do I want to be duressing on 0? Duress might be better than chant, right? Duress and crumble might be better than these chants. So I can take their crypt proactively. And crumble can kill the crypt. And they'll gain 0 life points. So we did just get, like, maniacally goldfished there. This hand is very interesting, but also not very good. I don't think I want. If this was an opt, I'd keep it. This hand is also really bad, but I'm going to keep it. So I'll keep this, and I'll send 1 ill-gotten gains to the bin, I think. It's like an intuition for them later. But we haven't had very convincing mana underneath us these last 2 games. Or these last 2 hands, I think. But I don't want to go to 5. They've gone to 6 as well, but they're going to be far more redundant on their 6, especially with a draw step. So foothills, fetches. Looks like we've lost our first game. Looks like we could be losing our second as well. It's a jackal pup. I'm going to mental note in response to a pup. I don't draw a land. I mill Ray of Revelation. I do draw a land. It's a painful land, but it is a land. We want to find another land at some point in the future to get off this intuition and quick kill. So, Bloodstained Mire. Grim Lavamancer. Okay. Another land or a Lotus Petal would be phenomenal. We draw a land. This is going to be a painful turn cycle for us. But we do get to cast the Intuition. The Intuition will get us a couple of copies of Ill-Gotten Gains and a Cabal Ritual. And then our opponent should be pretty close to dead if they don't play Tormod's Crypt here. So we take 2, we go to 16. They fetch. They have a Mog Fanatic. And now it's our end step. So let's think about what they can have there. 3 cards in hand. Worst case scenario is Bolt, Bolt, Fire Blast. Bolt, Bolt, Fire Blast is 10. I put myself to 4. They put me to. Okay, I think we're gravy. It's hard to come up with something. Right, so Bolt, Bolt, Fire Blast is 10. I go to 6. I then put myself to 4. Then they Mog Fanatic me down to 3. And I can still use my 2 lands next turn. I'm going to get this Intuition rolling. No, they don't have Pyroblast, do they? That's tough. Okay, how can we play? 4 cards. I don't have any permanents, though. And they're going to get to pick up their Ill-Gotten Gains. They're not their Ill-Gotten Gains, they're Reb. So if I bounce the Grim Lavamancer, that will encourage the activation. I want to use. So I can go Chain off of Gemstone Mine. That puts 2 more cards in my graveyard. Cabal Ritual, Cabal Ritual. The second Cabal Ritual's got Threshold. I can pick up LED, but I won't have I might have the blue available for Intuition. We'll have to find out on the way, won't we? Let's play this land. Let's Chain of Vapor your Grim Lavamancer. We need to encourage the use of this mountain so this Reb doesn't kill us. Yep. So we achieved that part of the goal. Now I'm going to take a lot of damage here. So that's 6 cards in graveyard. This is 7. I have to go now, right? I don't think I've got too much opportunity. Cabal Ritual. Cabal Ritual. That's 6. So I can Ill-Gotten Gains for Cabal Ritual, Intuition. Is that good? I've got to do something. So that's Ill-Gotten Gains with enough to Cabal Ritual post. But I can also Intuition for triple gains. How much was my Storm going to be? No, so Cabal Ritual. think it's got to be Cabal Ritual, Intuition. But then what's my my threshold like? It's not good. I go down to 6 cards in graveyard. No, I go down to 5 cards in graveyard. This is really challenging. There's a chance I'm supposed to get the LED here. So if I go Cabal Ritual now, that'll put me to 4 mana. And then if I cast Intuition, that puts me to 1 mana. I think I was supposed to get the LED. Puts me to 4. I can't get the train rolling, can I? Oh shit, the bed. I'm at 10. You've got Mog Fanatic and Reb in hand. So I have to Intuition though. That's non-negotiable, I think. And I think I want to Intuition late. I think I want to hold this ritual for later. I'm at 9. I take 1, 2, 3, 4. Plus whatever you got in hand. So yeah, now I just get triple gains, right? And I can never beat their Reb. I'm gonna get triple gains. And then pray for an untap step. So now I've actually got Threshold. But they don't need to do anything. I'm at 5. They've got 4 cards. One of them's a Reb. My lands all hurt me. There's a chance I can't make it through this turn. Mog Fanatic, I'm at an effective 4. Any burn spell in hand kills me. Crumble doesn't really help us here. I'm at 4, I'm at 2. Any burn spell is lethal. It's hard for me to get anywhere through Ball Lightning, Reb, Grim Lavamancer. So they don't have a burn spell. But I do have to get through this. I've only got 1 floating. I do have to get through this Reb somehow. So I get all 3 of those cards back. I cast LED. I have to tap this for ill-gotten gains. I get 5 black. I can float a bunch of black and make blue mana, right? I can put ill-gotten gains on the stack and float blue mana. Get back Cabal Ritual, Lion's Eye Diamond, ill-gotten gains. And then I think we're en route to have to just rip off this mental note, actually. So that's 5. Oh god, this has been a really painful fucking game. So let's cast ill-gotten gains. Crack this guy for blue. Get back Cabal Ritual, Intuition, Mental Note. Now let's cast Cabal Ritual. No, we won't. We'll cast Mental Note first for the mana production purposes. I draw an Opt, which I'm also very interested in. A Gemstone Mine, which I'm not interested in. A Recoup, which I can't cast, so I'm dead. Okay. Now they just reb me and I die. I am dead to the board. Okay, well. Couldn't squeeze one through before they presented lethal. I'm willing to say that my hands weren't great, or like I kept bad hands sort of thing. I'm not saying, I'm not in the make excuses way, more in a my hands weren't very good kind of way. And maybe there was a spot in this game where I went a turn too early. But that reb on the loop is pretty tough, and maybe because of the sideboard rebs, I should actually have these chants in my deck and not these random crumbles and fucking Ray of Revelations, you know? Happy with any sort of that being true. Any sort of thing like that being true. Right, next round. Okay, round 5. So this is our last round. We're up against Goron 27. I've had quite a lot of fun this league. It was nice to play against green, white, no text boxes first of all, because it just gave us a bit of an opportunity to work out how our deck works. I still then punted lots, but it still gave us the opportunity, you know? I don't know why I'm so attracted to this hand, but I am going to keep it. So, they've got an island. I've got a Dark Ritual. I'll play an island as well, because island might scare them out of doing stuff like playing a fucking Dreadnought. Mishra's Factory is interesting, so we're going to face a lot of permission here. We don't want them to on Dreadnought, because I can't imagine beating someone looping Gushes and Foils off of my ill-gotten gains. That sounds really problematic. But we're just going to keep playing cards. Maybe that wasn't supposed to be Swamp. Maybe that's supposed to be River to bluff Counterspell. Maybe it didn't register the click because my computer doesn't work. Oh no, my Swamp's in play. So that kind of gives them license to play around, well, not respect Counterspell, but also consider Foil, Smother, all that jazz. We'll play the River this turn and look like Psychotog for as long as possible. We'll play River over Delta because I don't want to get stifled. And then if we can draw a chant, that's cool. If not, we can probably just throw Deep Analysis at them as well. Mountain, confusing the audience. Okay. Why would you play a mountain in your deck? You were doing so well. Let's play a Delta and fetch for an island before it gets milled. The island makes it. I'm just going to cast a Deep Analysis. Show of Strength. And now I'll play a Lotus Petal, giving up the Ghost. Okay. They'll try and do something, and then next turn we've got a lot to counteract them doing something with, right? This might just be, oh my god, I need to start casting Lightning Bolts and Incinerates. They might just be on like an Urza's Rage counterburn strategy. They ice the Petal gets tapped. That's fine, a Frosty Morning for the Flowers. And they redeploy another island, and now they cast a Disc. I want to play their deck. I don't think their deck's very good. Right, they can have Foil Gush Days, maybe an aggressively main decked Pyroblast. Where do we want to start, though? That's the big question, I think. I think we want to start with an Opt. And I'm not interested in Gemstone Mine. So we'll get rid of that for now, and I find an Intuition. So I can Ritual up a lot here. I don't want to put all my eggs into my Intuition, but I can maybe just go Dark Ritual, Cabal Ritual. Dark Ritual is 4, Petal is Maybe I can squeeze in a brain freeze to get my Cabal Ritual rolling. I've got this gemstone mine as well, which can get one of my triple chants. So maybe actually that's the line. Pass to you. You fetch. You crack this off because you're scared. No, I don't really want to let them untap though. I've made a land drop. Storm count is 1. Dark Ritual 4 cards. Petal 5 cards. Intuition U for triple Orim's chant. I think that looks great. So let's go Dark Ritual. Dark Ritual disconnect. So Dark Ritual's on the stack. That's happened. Let's cast an Intuition targeting you then. See if we get Pyroed. Hope we don't. May do though. Don't get Pyroed. Can just get triple Orim's chant here, right? Then crack my Petal for chant. And then we just go Cabal Ritual, Lion's Eye Diamond, Ill-Gotten Gains, picking up Cabal Ritual, Lion's Eye Diamond, Intuition. And then the Intuition will get me into Gains again. Is that true though, or is that not enough mana? Maybe things are just resolving. Maybe I just get triple Ill-Gotten Gains anyway. Or maybe I get Ill-Gotten Gains recoup. Or I could just get triple Cabal Ritual. I think I want to get just triple Cabal Ritual looks. If I assume that this Gains is resolving, if it doesn't resolve, I've got Deep Analysis, Deep Analysis. So maybe triple Cabal Ritual is really good. Maybe Brain Freeze. I've got Brain Freeze already. Triple Chant is interesting going forwards. But then if I chant and then Cabal Ritual, I'll have Petal here, 5 floating post Ill-Gotten Gains, and my Ill-Gotten Gains is going to pick up Cabal Ritual with my 2 floating. No, 5 floating, right? 3 in blue. So I can Cabal Ritual. So I just need to get triple chant. I think I win. I think I've got the mana, and if I don't have the mana, I'll work that out once I've punted all my resources. I think that seems like the best way to play. Chant, chant, chant. This is going to be foil gush loops. 1, 2, 3. All of the chants, please, homie. 7 cards in bin. So let's tap this one for the white to cast a chant with. Target you. Lightning bolt me. No response. Okay. Now I can probably tap this to cast Cabal Ritual, making 5 black mana. Cast a Lion's Eye Diamond. Cast an Ill-Gotten Gains, floating blue on the way back through. And my opponent concedes to Ritual LED, Ill-Gotten Gains, Intuition. So, it was enough. I just needed to actually sit there and count. I want Duresses, Chant Abeyance, Chain. I'm not going to bring in the bees. I don't know if that's good, but the reason I'm not going to bring in the bees is that if my opponent's just sat out there casting lightning bolts and shit like that, I don't know if they would come off the burn. Maybe actually a bees over a duress is fine though. But what does 6 cards look like coming in? 6 cards I don't like, but Ray of Revelation can go. I want to keep all the chants, all the rituals. I really don't think this is one where I can bring in 86 cards. So I'm going to leave the bees at home. Maybe I leave one of the chants at home and I get Duress Abeyance. But then still, what's the cuts, right? I've got 3 chants already. Maybe Mental Note. Maybe one of the freezes. Leave Abeyance back. Triple chant Duress, Chain of Vapor. They may have access to Blessing. I've not bought in a Crypt. I'm not going to keep this hand. And now This hand is one of those hands that looks acceptable. We'll keep this. We'll ship the gemstone mine. I don't think my life total matters. I think my mana sources being stable matters. They've got an island and a Tormod's Crypt. Okay. Let's play Polluted Delta then. So I've got one Chain of Vapor and no Abeyance. I play a Mountain and ship it back. Cephalid Colosseum. And I will fetch up an island here. They bolt me. You see, the bees are useless against someone who's registered too many burn spells. AK for 1. Making a land drop, playing a second crypt. Okay. So let's fetch up a mental note. This might be a game where we actually just want to find all of our brain freezes and just make some big stack later. I find a chant, I mill Dark Ritual thingy. Let's play Gemstone Mine. Okay, so I think we're just going to sit around, and then at some point we're going to try and play 6 spells and brain freeze them. And then we're going to sit around some more, and then we're going to play 6 spells and brain freeze them. And that, I think, is roughly going to be my plan. If I can double up on the freezes, that'd be cool. I did trim a freeze. They've missed a land drop, look. That's quite exciting. Let's play a Gemstone Mine. My opponent... What the fuck is that? A Chartooth Cougar with Mountain Cycling. Sure. 6 mana, 4/4. Summoning Sick. So City of Brass. I'm just going to sit around and do nothing, I think, is my plan. I think that's roughly where I'm at. There's a chance I want to take some counters off the Gemstone Mines to get quick Threshold later. But I don't think we want to do that just now. Opponent's not attacking their factory. They're not interested. I've got a Chain of Vapor. That's going to be really good because that can really turn on the Storm and the Brain Freezes later. End step, they cast a Factor Fiction. They've got an Urza's Rage. They've got AK. They've got Prophetic Bolt. You can have Rage, Prophetic Bolt, Island. Like that, I think. They'll just take the AK pile, though. No, they didn't take the AK pile, so they just took 2 cards. Prophetic Bolt and Urza's Rage. And I just need to attack 3 times and then rage me, right? Okay. I think Abeyance for game 3 seems really good. No attacks again from the opponent. 6 cards in hand. One of them's Prophetic Bolt, one of them's not. I'm going to go to my end step and I'm going to discard a Recoup. Maybe I discarded Ill-Gotten Gains, actually. Prophetic Bolt. So they deal 4 to me and then they look at 2. I might want to Intuit a bit here, actually. Intuit for triple Brain Freeze. Discarding Ill-Gotten Gains. How many cards are they got? 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 is 21. That's not enough. I can't remember how much kicked Ill-Gotten Gains. Kicked Urza's Rage cost. Is it just the pure 10? I think I want to Intuition. might just get rebbed though. So I didn't want to let that prophetic bolt resolve actually. I do want to get my brain freezers though. They do just have the rebs, that's fine. Yeah, okay. The rebs are powerful. The crypts are annoying. The abeyance is looking really, really good. Because that will prevent the activation of the crypts. They wake up the homie. And I need to top deck like a brain freeze. One, two, three, four, five. Oh god. We're back and laggier than ever. I take 2, I go to 12. No, I go to 10, sorry. So I'm cleanly dead to the rage now. I hit an opt. Which I believe I will cast. I really like the duress. I really like the duress. But I really want a brain freeze. I really want my brain freeze soon. Um Yeah, I'm just gonna take the duress and I'm gonna pass the turn. I'm gonna discard ill-gotten gains. Another prophetic bolt, which might just be lethal. Do I have to chant them on upkeep? I'm at 6. I'm at 4. Another prophetic bolt is lethal. Are they going to wake up the dude? No. Okay. So I do need to top deck a brain freeze. Am I just dead? Urza's rage for 3. Urza's rage for 3. Seems fine. Incinerate for 3. I've got no life gain. No, that's fine. Okay. Never mind. But yeah, the bees seem bad. The abeyance seems good. I want the brain freezers. Don't know if I care about the reb, but I'm going to bring it in. I think this all seems like nonsense. It's left over. Chain of Vapor seems fantastic if we're coming down on ill-gotten gains. And then I want maximum brain freeze. I don't think I can afford to have access to Tormod's Crypt. I like my flashback cards. Can I go down on recoup and down on gains? And just nickel and dime with brain freezes? And abeyances and stuff like that? I would like to play first. I do like my opening hand. I will keep this. I'll lead on my island. My opponent keeps 7 as well. Okay. So brain freezes and chain of vapors is what we're after. They play a fairy conclave. I've got the full set here. They've got a mountain. I'll leave lands in deck for now. Thank you. The abeyance we can hang on to for a bit. We want to draw another land, though. They just hit me with the old Incinerate here. I go to 17 from that. And they play another Fairy Conclave. So I want to just top deck a land here. Just so I can just roll out this Deep Analysis. I'll go get a Swamp. And if I get rebbed, then I get rebbed. No one cares. I just get cards out of your hand. They don't have a Tormod's Crypt right now. And I draw a Brain Freeze. So that's really nice. Now we just want like a Chain of Vapor. They ice something, I don't know. They play a Factory. And then back to us. We'll draw for the turn. We'll play Underground River. We'll Deep Analysis Self. Going to 13. I get Dark Ritual, Orem's Chant. I'm going to cast an LED. And discard an Orem's Chant, I think. They incinerate my face. I go to 10. And I'll discard an Orem's Chant. Opponent plays an island. Wakes up a Conclave, which is interesting. I go to 8. I am dying quickly, aren't I? And now I'm going to cry about the fact that I think I sideboarded out my Recoup. And cast an Intuition targeting you. So blue. I expect this not to resolve. Mana Leak is interesting. So if I pay, get ill-gotten gains. No, I can't really do it, can I? So that's fine. I don't want to pay 3. But I can draw well. The Recoup being gone is really upsetting. Double Brain Freeze is really exciting. So if I cast, what is it, 5 spells, then a 6th spell, that's 18, and then another spell, that's 21. 21 plus 18 is pretty tough math, I think you'll agree. 21 plus 10, let's do it this way, it's 31, plus 8 is 39. That leaves them with too many cards in deck, and I'll die to their man lands. But I do believe this is my best window, so I'm going to abeyance them first of all. Off of this. And this. I draw a City of Brass. So I can cast a bunch of LEDs, and then Brain Freeze myself. Then I'm asking for even more out of my deck, aren't I? Storm count is 4, storm count is 5. Do I want to go Brain Freeze self, or do I want to go Brain Freeze you? 6 is 18. Yes, it's still the same maths. Nothing's changed. So I guess I just Brain Freeze self for 18 here. I'm so sad I took out that Recoup. That was such a massive punt on our part. So now I've got a Deep Analysis and Flash of Insight for things. I hit a Deep Analysis. Do I want a Deep Analysis now? Probably not. I probably want to Brain Freeze both of us for a little bit more. So I've got 24. So let's Brain Freeze you and me. Let's do a little bit off the top of each. So no response to that. I'm going to go for 3 on me. No, 4 on me, 5 on me, and 2 on you. So I get the flash of insight as well. I get the other deep analysis. The other deep analysis is pretty scary because it puts me to 2. There's one of my ill-gotten gains. And there's the other brain freeze. So I do need to get to my final ill-gotten gains. Is this playable? Yeah, that's cool. So I've got storm count is 7. Let's float this for blue. Float this for blue. Float this for black. Float this for black. And then they've got 4 cards in hand. So I guess I want a flash of insight first and foremost before I die to their stuff. I want intuition gone, mental note. Just all the non-brain freeze cards really, right? Because I just want to get my brain, I just want to get triple brain freeze to hand. Or double brain freeze to hand at this point. Opt, intuition, mental note, chain of vapor. Am I casting 2 brain freezes? I can't imagine so. Or 2 deep analysis, sorry. I'm going to get rid of one of the deep analysis as well. So that's x equals 9. I'm looking for ill-gotten gains here. And we hit. So now I can go back in my deck in any order. Now I can cast ill-gotten gains. For 9, and that's 2 brain freezes. And an ill-gotten gains. Brain freeze, no. Maybe just get chant. Or maybe duress. And if they've got a blessing here, then we're dead. So let's brain freeze you. For 30. And then we can then brain freeze you and duress you. Conceding to blessings, obviously. Okay, so that freeze lands, and we've got no blessings yet, so let's freeze you again. Yield to all. Same targets on everything, and then they concede the game. And that's the match. Okay, so really fun deck to play. Definitely not like the most perfect play, but you saw how powerful it is when you get it going. And then I think as you play more with this deck, you'll understand more when you want your different sideboard cards, right? So there was a lot of times where I felt like my chants are conflicting with my duresses, and my red, I don't know when I want it and when I do want it. I took out that recoup in game 3 there, which was really rough. So yeah, I think you'll. The more I play with this, the more I'll learn how I want my sideboard cards to line up. I really like the quadruple brain freeze flashback package. That stuff's sick. I think that's quite an innovation recently, because it used to be like 0 to 1 brain freezes main, and then Cunning Wishes, but Cunning Wish is so bad because it costs a whole Lion's Eye Diamond. So I think the fact that we can just have the 4 brain freezes, dig to our kill with recoup and intuition, but also just intuition for all the brain freezes, intuition for deep analysis and a super slow one, get those 8 to 10 cards slowly. And yeah, really fun league, really cool deck. Would recommend playing and trying. Not too pricey on the old modos. So thanks for watching. Let me know if there's a pre-modern deck you want to see me play, and I will see you next time.